It's straightforward, right? Eat your fruits and veggies and you'll automatically be healthy. Yeah, seems like a great idea until you learn what I uncovered. Hey Wellness Warriors, I'm Dr. Nick Zyrowski, and I started my holistic health practice in order to help you take control of your health naturally, because true health only comes naturally. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like always, food is never as it seems. It feels like there's a tripwire around every corner we turn. It's frustrating, but that's okay. We have to keep pushing forward and educating ourselves, especially on the dangers of these particular foods. Let's talk about celery first, because it's something that we should be able to consume and have no problems with. But there's a big problem with it, and the problem is that it has two major chemicals on it. One's name is dichloran and the other is acephate. Now, according to what the USDA has to say about these chemicals, dichloran can cause skin sensitivity, an increase in skin sensitivity, and neuropathy. And then acephate can cause an overstimulation of the nervous system, which leads to nausea, dizziness, confusion, and that's in low levels. Now, if you have acephate in high levels, it can actually cause problems like respiratory paralysis and even death. Doesn't sound too delicious to me. So your question might be the same as mine. Why in the heck is this on my celery? Well, chemicals, pesticides, and biological agents, these are highly used in order to keep the weeds out of the crops, in order to keep the insects off, or even stop the crops from getting an infection. Acute toxic organophosphate pesticides, say that 3 times fast, are highly used in the United States, more so than in most countries. The biggest question is, why is this even allowed? Well, you might ask that question if you disagree with this practice and you're always striving for better health like me. But from the perspective of the USDA, they say, well, it's okay. It's healthy if it's in low levels. It's all right. It's not going to hurt you. But riddle me this, Batman. What happens if you consume these chemicals day after day, year over year, for your entire lifespan? These toxic chemicals will accumulate in the body, and I don't think I have to prove myself here, because if you look at the disease statistics in America, it's not pretty. Now let's talk about a fruit that is literally one of the most toxic fruits on the planet. Not because the fruit itself is toxic, but rather because of what is doused in. According to the Environmental Working Group, apples are covered in a chemical called diphenylamine. According to the USDA, 80% of apples have DPA on them. Though this chemical is highly used in America, it was actually banned by the European Union in 2012, because what they found is that this DPA had the ability to combine with nitrogen and create a carcinogen called nitrosamines. These nitrosamines are considered to be very dangerous and have serious side effects. But when we look at DPA alone, some of the side effects associated with DPA are headaches, cough, eczema, tachycardia, bladder disease, and also hypertension and more. I mean, we don't have to look too far to see people who are suffering from these very issues. And it's estimated that the average American consumes about 10 pounds of apples per year. This next fruit is one I truly love, and is one of the most micronutrient dense fruits on the planet. This is the strawberry. But there's a big problem with the strawberry, is that there's 3 major chemicals that they spray on it that are really bad for you. It's going to be methyl bromide, chloroprene, and telone 1,3-D. I don't know where they come up with these names. But here's the problem, is that it's known to cause development issues, cancer, hormone disruption in children. I mean, how many of us go to the store and we get a carton of strawberries for our kids, just thinking that we're doing the right thing. And then we find this kind of information out. And this is all according to the Pesticide Action Network in North America. The reason that the growers are using these chemicals are in order to keep the low-lying fruit pest and disease free. I get it. These large farming operations use this in order to produce more fruits. But we have to ask ourselves, does the cost outweigh the benefit? But there's a good piece of news in all of this, and that is that the Environmental Working Group produces a shopper's guide to pesticides. And what they do is they lay out all the different fruits and vegetables that are highly sprayed and that you should avoid, and always eat organic whenever possible. Here's the list of the ones that you really have to watch out for. According to the EWG, you have to watch out for apples, celery, sweet bell peppers, peaches. I mean, we love peaches. These are all things that so many people love. Strawberries, nectarines, and also grapes. Now, we also have to look out for spinach, lettuce, cucumbers, blueberries, which is another one of my favorite fruits, potatoes, and green beans, and then lastly, kale. I mean, remember how many people were just all about kale because it's so nutrient dense? Well, not if you get kale covered in pesticides. So what this means is that whenever you get these particular fruits and vegetables, you want to buy organic whenever possible, or maybe go to a small farmer's market where you know the grower and you know that they're not covering it in pesticides, or maybe even try to grow some stuff yourself in your own garden. And you might be asking yourself the same question I'm asking, and that is, why don't they just make these organic standards mainstream? It's so much more sustainable, it's better for the environment, it's healthier for you and I. But according to the USDA, they're worried that it would drive the cost of goods up and making it so that people don't eat as much fruits and vegetables. Almost seems like a good argument until you realize how dangerous these chemicals are. But you know what I think it is? I think that the USDA needs to start asking themselves better questions. Like, how do we make chemical-free, sustainable farming practices mainstream, all while focusing on lowering the cost, instead of taking that lobbying money from the big powerhouse chemical manufacturers and then turning a blind eye? That's a good place to start. It's also important to understand that chemicals are not only found in our food, but also found in our homes through our cleaning products and our beauty products. So in order to help you out with everything beyond food in this video, I'll put in the description a download to my Toxic Top 10 ebook. The next thing that the Environmental Working Group gives us that is highly helpful are going to be the fruits and vegetables that are least likely to be sprayed with pesticides and chemicals. So these are the ones that you do not have to worry about quite as much. We're going to look at onions, sweet corn, but with your sweet corn, make sure it's non-GMO because most sweet corn is genetically modified. Pineapples, avocados. In general too, when you look at these, a lot of the fruits and veggies that have hard shells are going to be the safer ones and you don't have to worry about them as much. So avocado, cabbage, sweet peas, asparagus, mangoes, eggplant, kiwi, cantaloupe, sweet potatoes, grapefruit, watermelon, and also mushrooms. Now, you should always try to buy chemical-free fruits and vegetables, but in order to support this process, the other thing that you can do is use a veggie wash. So after you go to the store, you get your fruits and vegetables, you come home and you wash them. And you don't need to go to the store and buy a $10 bottle of veggie wash. You can actually make your own. They're super easy to make. You're gonna use common ingredients like white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, some lemon essential oil. You can use things like salt and hydrogen peroxide. They all work very well for helping you get your fruits and vegetables cleaned up. As I mentioned before, eating healthy is a journey. Don't get frustrated, but continue to educate yourself. Now, the next video that I think you'll love is this video right here, talking about the healthiest foods on the planet. Now, this next food is one of my favorite foods on the planet and is truly a nice sweet treat that nature has to offer. You can eat it by just eating them plain, or you can throw it into a smoothie. This is a fruit and it's